Welcome back to Stationeers. Today we're going to be getting on with the furnace setup, and before we get there, just a couple of observations. One, if your arc furnaces are on when you save game and leave, it seems like they just don't actually complete when they come back in. So I'm just going to change that out, turn you off. Yeah, see what I mean? It's just broken, and this is just a manual one. This has nothing to do with anything else. So let's just try deconstructing that, shall we? And let's see whether that's going to give me stuff back. It will give me stuff back. So that's good. We didn't lose anything, but yeah, we did have a weird time about it. So I'm going to need to watch out for that, and watch out for that yourself, in that if you're looking for stuff, make sure that you, well, if you're looking to leave, make sure your arc furnaces are finished, or you may have to rebuild them. I'm going to have to rebuild that one in there. It will take a minute, but let's pop you in there. And we've also been making a couple of battery cell larges. They're quite easy to make. They are gold, copper, and steel, and we've got a little bit of steel left from that first time. And here we're going to put that in. Reason why? Well, I want to make sure that this light lasts longer. So I'm just going to take this large cell, swap it out, and that should be able to last for quite a bit longer and not force any shutdowns while I'm actually doing stuff. And let's just get this sorted. I'm going to have to actually take this apart. So let's just take you out and drop that off. And we'll just turn you off for a second. Rebuild. Let's just take you out. There we go. And my stuff's going to be back here, isn't it? Copper, ingots, iron. That's probably going to be more than one because everything's in a queue now. Yes, yes. You probably don't want to do this while you've got huge amounts of stuff, but otherwise, simple to set up, and just you've got to quickly remember before you accidentally do this again. Simple to set up, but it's just a little bit annoying. So let's just get you, and put you back. There we go. So that's going to work perfectly fine, and we can just basically feed this stuff back in, and everything should still work. That's iron going in first and starting, then copper, and I thought there was another. Was there another iron or another copper? Well, there's some copper. Is there some other iron in here as well? I thought it was two. Ah, there it is. Okay, it can all go in there. We are going to be making more alloys today because it is the furnace setup, but I want to get everything else sorted. So that's more copper. We'll just dump this back in the electroprint, and you'll finish as well, so that's good. And we're all nice and cleaned up. Okay, so what are we going to start with? Well, we're going to need to make some more alloys, I think, because that's not the only thing I want to build today. I want to look at building some ICs, some circuits. I've removed the computer from here. I do actually need to just rebuild this furnace, mind you. Do we want to make it here? Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe. No, I'm going to rebuild it. Remember, I lost this because I forgot to save the game. So, yeah, that's why it's still in its original place. Ugh, and I've got to get rid of this again. That's interesting. Crowbar. Okay. Get rid of you and deconstruct. There we go. So 1, 2, and there we go. So we're going to put this on down over here, and we're going to be thinking about feeding stuff in and out of it. I think I'm going to put it in the middle here, and I'm going to have it so that it sort of sticks out of the wall. I think one block space should be fine as far as the wall's concerned. Yeah, we are going to need to feed stuff out of it, but when it gets fed out of there, I think I'm going to take it over this way, and we're going to dump it into, we can put a junction back here in a second. In fact, we can probably take down this wall, because things aren't needing to be airtight. Wrench, where's my wrench? Yep, because we have that back there, so it's not going to depressurize anything. And we have this here. We can replace this with a junction from a chute, and everything should continue to work fine, I think, but we'll wait till a little bit later to sort that one out. I'm just going to stack everything here until we actually need it. In fact, let's just put the iron over here. So this just needs a couple of these iron sheets and a wrench and a welding torch. Job done, I think. Okay. Right, so the furnace, we're going to be making alloys. What do we need the alloys for? Well, the ICs, as I said. ICs, come over here, and let's just look at circuit, maybe? Not necessarily circuit, but integrated circuit is the one we actually want. We need gold, copper, and just steel. Okay. Well, we already have Oh, that's just the contents. What's the actual recipe need? Gold, steel, electrum, and solder. That's not actually too bad, apart from electrum, because I don't think I have any silver. I'm going to need to go and mine for that, and that's going to mean, well, it's a good thing it's coming daylight, because we're going to need to go and mine, and given that the jetpack doesn't actually use that much fuel, we can take a look here. Yep, 5,700. We can just go and fly around until we spot silver. We haven't built a scanner or anything just yet, but it should be fine. So I'm going to go and get that. The other thing is, what was it now? Solder. Solder is iron and lead, I think. And I do have some lead lying around. Is that lead? That's coal. That's lead. So, yeah, we do have lead. That's fine. We can put that in our furnace as well. I don't think I have any silver, though. No. Let me go and find that and come back shortly. Just a brief note, if you are going to go out and mine, worthwhile setting up your tracking beacon that you start the game with a battery in it, and then set up your basically your tablet. You can just swap in the tracker cartridge and you will get a nice beacon pointing back home. And that is very, very useful when you need it for when you're out mining. Anyway, off to mine. And we're back from mining, and we have pretty much everything we need. So let's just swap out our belt back again. And here we have all of our tools. Okay, so I've got some silver, and I've got some already smelting up using our arc furnace. So I'm now just going to need a bunch of chutes, I think. So just let's get the chutes. And I think I actually want another stacker. I don't want to actually do this without. So build kit stacker. Oh, that's nice. I just need some copper. And I think I've also got some copper over here as well. So we're starting to get enough resources that I don't have much of an issue here. So let's just pop the copper in. There we go. And let's get another stacker. Because the chutes, they do just fly everywhere. And I'd really rather not have that particular problem. Are you going to take very long at all? Nope. We'll also get a tool manufacturer at some point as well. They really help with getting more mining belts. That's the main actual use of the tool manufacturer, although there is a heavier version of our spacesuit that actually make it quite useful too. So I want the stacker going, well, unfortunately, the stacker will go this way. I guess you could put it right next to it, but it shouldn't much matter once you have this going. Yeah, that is sort of unfortunate, but just in terms of its placing, but it's the same as here. The alternate thing is we could turn it just like the others. Yeah, let's turn it. Yeah, let's just set it so it's like the others. So that is bringing it there then, I think. Yep, hopefully. Is it just one piece? It's a little bit closer than the others. Should we have any problems with the cabling work? I don't think we do. Let's just get that sorted. So into a corner piece, another corner, straight piece, and then we'll just cut the rest of this in like this. Okay, can you go on? You can. Let's just get a, well, increase this to, I don't know, 50? Not sure if chutes stack to 50. I think they stack to 10, but it won't matter anyway, because if they hit a maximum stack, it should dispense. So we don't have any worries about that. And to make a chute, I thought I put iron. Did I not get any iron? Let's just get some iron from over here. And tell it to make me a couple of stacks of chutes, something like that. Can't really specify with the electronics, but we don't need to actually do that. I just need to get one to start off with. And you will do about now. No, it automatically went into the stacker. We want that to be more predictable, however, so let's just go to corner. And there we go. So let's just start it building chutes. They will get used, don't worry about that. They're not going to be wasted over time. And yep, you're going in there and everything is nicely set up. So that's going to continue making chutes and dispense them in piles of 10, very probably. So here's that place. I said we're going to patch things in. So we're just taking that piece out and replacing it with a junction. But we have to make sure this is set up the right way. We want it to basically always go that way. Okay, it doesn't mean we have to sort of set things up a little bit strangely. You know, we can't just arbitrarily choose directions, but it is going to send everything that way, which is exactly what we want. And then back here, we will just go, I think, just out here, and we'll just go to a corner piece. There we go. And then everything from this point onwards, the only difference is I'll need to go down one for this. So the corner is going to have to come back here, and then Go straight and then turn a corner this way. At which point I can just put, probably going to stay with windows on the straight pieces. Not got one there, but on the straight pieces, otherwise then I'll just connect everything up once the system is finished printing off all my chutes. So that's the output done. The input, you can just put an input bin onto the top if you wanted to, or you can sort of stack them so that you have like a nice lead in like this. And I kind of like that idea, mainly because this is going to be later on moved somewhere else. So I think I'm going to do, where would I actually put it? I think I'm going to move this locker, possibly. Yeah, I think I'm going to move the locker because I want these input bins separately so that we can contain this in an atmosphere. And ideally, I'd like to have the space either side of this, or at least above it, for other purposes. Those of you who watch Season 2, you probably know what I'm actually going to deal with as far as heating this thing up. Technically, this thing just needs to be a certain pressure, a certain temperature. It doesn't need any sort of ignition. It doesn't need any burning gas. All it needs is to be a certain temperature and pressure. Unless things have changed. If they have, put it in the comments down below. But otherwise, you later on in the game, you can actually just create a furnace. As long as you've got hot gas of any kind, you can just feed it in and it'll melt whatever you like. More importantly, it will also melt things a lot faster than these arc furnaces. And you may not even need a... you probably need one furnace probably dedicated for, I don't know, for alloys, and the other one for pure metals. And something like that should do us. So there we've got some silver, we've got more copper still, and some nickel that I just picked up while I was out there. Silver was actually hard to find by comparison to gold. Gold is a lot more popular in my particular seed. Anyway, I'm just going to sort the rest of the chutes, and we'll come back to sort the rest of it out, and then we'll get some electrum on the go. There we go. In fact, hang on, the chutes are done. Whoops. Oh. Give me another batch of 10, and a third batch of 10. Okay, so we have more than enough. I think I'm just going to shut that down for now. Yeah, we've just got 12 iron left, but I should have more than enough. Let's actually go and place these down. So the next thing we're going to do is just print off another active vent, I think. Let's hope I've got everything in here. Oh, wrong machine. Whoops. Active vent is in here. Whoop, no, I don't want that. We want the vent, please. Active vent. Iron, gold, and copper. Okay, I guess I'm just going to have to get the gold. In fact, do we have any stuff over here? We've got some copper. I don't have any gold actually done. That's fine. We'll get more of it later. I'll just dump the stuff out of here for now. Yep, give me the gold, please. That's steel. No. Really? Do I not have any gold in there? Hunger caution. I do. It's just last. That's why. Let's put that in there. And we'll get an active vent out of this because we're going to get the outgassing of that furnace and put it back into our little container system that we have so far. Don't want to waste it, and it'll probably have some fairly neat pollutant that we can use later. I do want to make sure I have some food, however, and that means probably using the microwave. Let's just pop inside. Remember to hit this twice. Yes, I will sort that out later. Ooh, looks like another crop's grown. So we'll put that down. Harvest potatoes. And you'll see it's working very nicely in here. Nothing wrong with this system whatsoever. So it's just a small little greenhouse. So I'm very, very pleased. Last season I played on Mars, I had quite a large greenhouse. We will need a larger place once we move away from this portable thing. But for the time being, I'm going to put in 4 potatoes. And then we'll just head outside. And then we can cook these up and make sure we are nicely fed. So that's going to evacuate this airlock. And there we go. So where did I put the microwave? I'll put it there. And can I split one? Yep. I just want one. Whoops. Can't microwave it until the door's shut. Ping? Oh, no ping? Yeah, okay. I'm going to eat the slowest, well, I suppose it's hot, so, you know, you got to blow on it a little while, but otherwise, it's a food source. I guess it'll do, and the rest can go into our backpack. So we're going to use an active vent to feed into this same system, and I've put some floor gratings down, as you can now see. We'll continue and fill out this whole floor space with those. 11% of a baked potato left. I suppose I should just put this away somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure it'll keep outside. It's nearly vacuum, and there's no bacteria here, so that's going to work perfectly fine, honestly. Anyway, aside from that, yeah, our time on Mars should be just fine. So let's just grab this active vent and let's put this in position. You'll see I've built an enclosure for the furnace, and for the time being, I still will need to approach it, but I want to have this at least somewhere nearby so that it doesn't burn me particularly. So let's put that down, and then we'll hook this in probably inside there to that particular thing, and then we'll have a sense point out of here we can actually probe with our little tablet thing, and everything should work fine. So I just need a fair amount more cable, I think. Do I want to line inside? I think I want to put it through the wall. It is out here, so we can always go in through the front door, but there's going to be a door here. I think I'm going to seal this off, but it's a semi-temporary way to get started, so a door should do fine. So we will just feed this in and get everything connected. So you are going to connect that way. Come on. There we go. And then we'll just put straight cable all the way through in here. Okay, and we can get pipe work to go back through that as well. That's not a problem. And also remember, someone did a commenter did actually remind me of this. A straight pipe can cross over straight cable, so it can go straight through across that, no problem. You do have problems on corners, but otherwise it's working fine. In fact, let me just demonstrate that with the 3 pipe work that I do actually have. Let's just put it there, and in fact, is that lined up? It is lined up. That's one there. And there you go. That crosses just fine. Even though it looks like it's going straight through, it's perfectly okay. So we're going to bring this across. It needs a dog leg and then going into that particular pipe there. And we should be okay. So I'm just going to go print off some more pipe work. So it's just coming dawn. So the one thing I wanted to actually do just before it gets to dawn is to just grab a bunch of each of these. So I want to make sure that they are basically separated. So I want to split off one of you and you can go in, and then I want to split off 2 of you. That's not what I wanted. I don't think anyway. Oxide, no. Oh no, they're starting. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good at all. Let's just put those back in. And we may have to wait. Oh, everything's outgassing. We may have to wait until nighttime again. But I want to put in basically 2 volatiles. You get the idea. We'll later contain those in nice other supplies. Oh, that's just a shame about sunrise. Anyway, I've got everything else cabled up and everything started. So we have our gas mixture going all the way underneath and also into this same thing. This is cooking up our gold, just so we've got gold ingots. I don't think they off-gas once they're in ingot form, so we've already captured the off-gassing from that, and we'll be able to put everything in this side once that gold comes on that side. So we just need to wait for dusk, I guess. So in the meantime, I'm going to just go be printing more gratings, and I'm going to be covering the floor, but that's boring, so I'm not going to do that on the camera. So I've got plenty of gratings here to actually tidy everything up a little bit, I think. Okay, the sun's gone down, so things should be a mite bit safer than they were before. Let's just drop that, then get this sorted, get some alloys going. So we want this volatiles, and we want to just split off 2. So that will do there. 2 of you, you can go in. And then we're going to basically, first of all, ignite everything and make sure that that is, first of all, set correctly. It is. And activate. There it goes. Lots of nice, very, very hot gas. You can see from that blue light that is very, very hot. Let me just put this away while that's in there. And our other furnace is cooking up iron. So we're going to take iron and lead first of all. So we're going to dump in lead. And we're going to dump in iron. Full stack of each. And will you actually make what I expect? We're going to wait for it to feed in all the ingots and process things. And wait for that to do that. We'll produce 100 units of ingot solder. That can go out. And out comes solder. And it rolls. That's the only downside to that whole thing. It rolls. Now, gold and silver should be just as easily to combine into electrum. So let's put you in. And let's put you in as well. You'll see it animating through the windows. And you should see this as well once it feeds in both types. That should be straightforward to do. Let's wait for that to finish. Yep, ingot electrum. Out that goes. So we now have basically electrum rolling away as well. And we also want to do some more steel while we're here. So I do, remember, have some more coal, and hopefully I have enough left in that furnace. I think it's 1-to-1, isn't it? I thought it was anyway. We'll give it a try. I'll only get reagents if I get this wrong, so let's just put in iron and coal. I think it is wrong. No, that's going to be problematic. I may have to get, I think it's 3-to-1, so I'm going to need two more stacks of iron. I've got to get one more stack of iron. That's not good. Come on, hurry up. I know there's more iron in there. Give me iron. It's still outgassing faster than I can actually deal with it. Yeah, iron and hydrocarbons. I need a 3-to-1 ratio. Is that iron? Oh, more iron. Good. So you can go in there and you can go in there. And let's hope this thing is still hot enough to actually deal with it. So wait for that to build up. And build up again. Needs to get to 3-to-1 ratio. And that's not good. It's no longer hot enough, I don't think. No, it's only a few hundred degrees. Yeah, if I pull the handle now, that won't actually do the job. So we're going to have to probably feed in a little bit more and get this a little bit hotter. And let's see if we can actually sort that. So let's split one and feed you in. In fact, let's just get the other thing sorted as well. Let's just split one of the volatiles. There we go. And feed that in first of all. And feed you back there. And then just jump this quickly. And let's see if we can combine this and reactivate. Will that? Yeah, that looks like it's going to work. Yep, there we go. Steel. Pull that out of there. Whoa, that's going to be quite hot. Okay, the only exception to this is Invar. Now, we don't need Invar right now, but when we do, there's 200 units of steel. When we do need Invar, it's going to need a little bit more work than that. And that's going to need, I think, 7 each of the volatile and the oxide should get you Invar. So everything else is just 2-to-1 ratio, and it would have worked for the steel as well, were it not for the fact that I used up all that temperature smelting these two things. It would have worked fine for steel. So in the meantime, that will work. Now, I just wanted to... Did I have any spare iron? I think I needed iron for a door. Yeah, I need more iron. And I've just used it all up. Anyway, I can go mining for more of that. This is going to continue outgassing for now. And if I turn it off, it should continue outgassing. Oh no, maybe not. Unless this was set wrong. So that's currently set to inward. So that should be fine. Let's just take a look at what this pipework is like. I've just raised this out of the floor so I can see it and be able to access it. So 4.27 MPa, of which a lot of that's 7.1 degrees. So fine. It's been pulling in atmosphere clearly. So next thing, I think next episode, we're probably going to have to deal with atmospheric processing, or rather gas processing of some kind. We're not there yet, but that should be perfectly fine. We can seal this off with a door once I get some more iron, and we have the other ingredients we need, which is these two things, electrum and solder, and they're going to go in the top up here, because then we should be able to go for IC, integrated circuit, and IC housing. Let's see what the IC housing needs. That just needs steel. So IC housing. Yep, we can build one of those. It's going to take it a little while. And we already know that the other recipe is electrum and solder and I think gold and copper maybe. So we have everything we need for both the IC programmer, or the IC socket, and the IC itself, which means once we're able to get the motherboard, we can get a computer going like this, and have it connected and be able to program ICs. So we'll have to get into that next episode as well, show you how to do a few programs, and I'll be putting the programs onto GitHub via a gist or something like that, so you can go and put them into your own systems and of course improve them, as the usual case may be. And now, of course, in Season 2 I did a lot of stuff with electronics, but I've sort of been fairly limiting myself on electronics, because I did some massive electronic stuff in Season 2, and things have changed since then. But the sort of more complex stuff we can now do with ICs, and that means with a short program that you can just copy and paste in, you can get really complex behavior, like for example controlling a furnace like this with lots of different program stuff. We'll get into that into a future episode. That's just a preview of what's to come. Are you finished with my little IC housing? Yes, you are. So let's take a look for the IC itself. IC integrated circuit. You just need some gold, and I've got some gold in there. You'll notice that everything looks a little bit lower just because I've got all of this this flooring down now. You can go up there and print me an integrated circuit. It's going to take a little while as well, but yeah, so we've already got one, and we can just put it on the wall over here, and that will basically connect here. And these are our inputs and outputs towards our rest of our network. We're not going to worry about those either. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. We've got two integrated circuits in one episode. We've got a furnace which is up and running again, and nice feeding sort of duct work, chute work that will feed everything out of this outlet. And I can feed in stuff into my first arc furnace, out there, into my second furnace for alloying at the moment. Later we'll have, you know, for both. And pretty good. So I've started to fill in the rest of the walls. I think we're going to go for the ceiling. Maybe go for glass ceiling just like this. Not that I'm going to need it like in a greenhouse in here. But I just thought I'd like to be able to see the outside. It's sort of a prettier environment. And also I think we're going to clad the walls. I didn't do that too often. But I think I should. Is cladding in here? Cladding, yes it is. And I think there's multiple variants of it. Oh, I need iron. I thought I had a little bit of iron left. Do I not? Four iron. Let's just take a look. Let's just build. It won't take it very long to use all four. And you should give me an IC. Did you not? You not build me an IC? It's going to be short on steel after this, so I'll just leave that going. And if it did, it did. That's fine. And the cladding, I guess we can go the usual kind of approaches. Composite cladding. No, I don't want the corners. Is there only one type of cladding? Spherical. Oh, spherical cap. These are all quite nice. It's orange. We can spray paint it, so don't get me wrong, we do have spray paint, and you can usually spray paint a batch at a time, which is kind of handy. Are you in here, spray paints? That is flowers. I would want the spray paints. They're going to be up here somewhere. Organic supplies 2. No, that's food. Construction supplies, no. It's going to be this last one, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. So is there a white spray paint? Yeah, so we get the white spray paint. And we'll just go into that cladding off the wall again. And we can use that cladding for the outside as well, of course. This is a mining belt. That was not going to help me whatsoever. There we go. So yeah, can I just get this back off the wall with crowbar? Angle grinder. Okay. And if I drop that and then spray paint it, there we go. We can then put cladding back on, and it's white. So you can have the inside of your building's uniform white like that, or the outside. Or you can design panels. There is other panels that with different designs that go on the inside here as well. I'm not quite so sure what to do. I quite like the clean look like this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. More than happy to hear your suggestions. I'm not really a decorative person, so you know, do let me know. Oh, I did make an IC. It just turfed it out onto the floor and I missed it. Okay, so yeah, that will just fit in here, into that place that I can't see because I've just cladded it. That will work fine once it's connected. There we go. So yeah, and that can be programmed then with the computer. We just need the other circuit, the other motherboard for the computer. That's fine. Let's just finish that off. So computer. Did I put it in my backpack? Where did I put the computer? Ah, there it is. So if we have a station in here for programming, we could put one like here, and we could have that as a programming terminal. Otherwise, we do need a motherboard. So the motherboard, hopefully we have everything we need for it. Let's take a look. Motherboard. So IC editor is the one we want. And yes, we have everything we need for it. So that's going to be quite simple. And it should be finished in just a second. There we go. Okay. And that just needs to be hooked up to this. Let's just put that in my backpack for a second and put the cladding away. I think we got some... I'm going to have to take the flooring back up again, aren't I? Crowbar. Yeah. So I'm just going to need to hook up this up to connectivity. Data input. Is power input on the top? It is. That's annoying. But it's only the top and the bottom, it looks like. Yeah. Okay, so let's just grab that and get this sorted. Put you there. Get my cutters. And we'll just go across here. Again, all this building can be cut off by that one transformer, so it's kind of handy. And I probably want to do that for pretty much any building I want to build from now onwards. I'm going to connect to both the connections here, just in case I need it in future, because it's going to be going underneath the floor. And then that can go, I want to just go that way, I think. We'll get a straight piece, a corner, and then we'll just come off to the side wherever I need it. So 1, 2, 3, and finally, there we go. So can I turn you on? I can. Can I turn you on? I can. Good. That's all up and running and ready. We may well have to move the computers out later. It's common for me to move this around to wherever the circuit housing is, because if everything's on subnetworks, this circuit housing can only see anything inside this building, because over here this separates the two networks, just like an APC does. So we can program anything in here that has an input to a data port from that. But if we want it somewhere else, then we'll need to move it somewhere else. So yeah, that's also worth thinking about when you place this stuff. But everything's nicely done, so I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, we've got alloys up and running. We've got a nice furnace setup, or at least a trivial manual furnace setup. And we've got a computer with ICs ready to go. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, give it a thumbs up below. Feel free to subscribe and share as you normally would with other people. And we'll see you next episode for some more Stationeers. As always, guys, thanks for watching.